Hey y'all, I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to get in here. I I literally have to apologize to y'all guys. I got back from the airport today. I went in here to take a nap. I thought I set my alarm clock. I literally woke up and it said 7:57, and I said, "Oh crap, let me run in here." Y'all can see still got the sleep in my face. Child, I ain't went over a nan piece of topic or whatever. I'm gonna give y'all 3 minutes to get in here. And we just gonna freestyle this thing and get through it. Um, because that's just how we do. I'm a professional and I can pull a whole show out of my behind if I had to. We gonna make it do what it do. We gonna make it do what it do. Let me go ahead and get this because Craig coming on a little later. Let me send this to Craig. Bam. Tell Craig come in at all right. So first things first, while everybody piling on in here, um, a lot of people are talking about the interview that I did with Carlos King. We did that interview 2 weeks ago, and I did not know that Carlos was dropping the interview today. I did not know. I was on the airplane on my way back from New Orleans, and when I landed on the airplane, I saw my little notification on Instagram that somebody had tagged me in something, and so I went to see what it was, and it was the trailer. And immediately on the airplane, while people are still getting their bags from the overhead projector up top. Thanks for telling me to slow the chat. I had to text Carlos and I was like, baby, that trailer was something else. That trailer made me want to watch the doggone interview. And I want to tell y'all another secret about me. I don't watch myself. Um, it used to be, I used to hate listening to myself and I used to hate even looking at myself. I've gotten past the hating to watch myself and hating to look at myself. But I don't watch myself. That trailer made me want to watch it. And baby, I've watched that thing throughout the airport and while I got on my Airbnb. And I must say, despite the fact that I sat in the doggone interview and did it, I was very intrigued and entertained. And I was like, ooh, Quentin, you talking. Baby, if it ain't one thing you could do, baby, you could talk. And I remember the day of the interview, I had made up in my mind that I was not about to get into the ins and the outs and the minutia and the details of the TGIF drama. I had made up in my mind that I was keeping it cute, that I was not taking sides, that I was not revealing any tea. Because to be honest with you guys, I'm just past it. And I did not want to wake up the next day and the blog headlines say, Funky Dineva says, dot, 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 dot. I was not here trying to go back and forth with any of them people. I just did not want no stress and drama. And so, with that being said, I said to myself, well, I really don't know what Carlos is going to get out of me because I don't think that my life is that entertaining. I really don't have that much to talk about. And the biggest piece of salacious drama that y'all would have loved was the TGIF piece. I never knew in a million years that Carlos would have pulled the personal piece out, the conversation surrounding my father, um, the conversation surrounding guys having daddy issues, the conversation surrounding my earlier sexual experiences, despite the fact that I had talked about them before, or even how far into detail I went in reference to, the contract falling apart. But I must say it was a really good interview. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the way I sound. I enjoyed how classy based I was. I enjoyed how I kept it cute. I enjoyed the way I was able to articulate myself and get my thoughts across. I enjoyed how entertaining I was. I enjoyed giving y'all the background Mona Scott Young tea, the unemployment tea. Like it just was a really, 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 really good interview. I enjoyed the little bit that I did let you guys in about my love life. And y'all now know I'm moving back to Atlanta. I held that from y'all for a moment because, while I'm setting up my utilities and setting up the movers and setting up this and setting up that, I just didn't want the extra energetic stress that came along with everybody talking about it, making videos about it, and um, all those piece of situations. Get Fit with D said the father piece had me, Simon. I don't care about my dad at all, but I wept for the little boy that needed support. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I was curious to know how that piece was going to go over. I was also somewhat nervous about how certain members of my family might have taken that piece, but then I had to realize, F them. If anybody does take exception to it, F them. This is my story and I have the right to tell it. And not like I said anything that they haven't heard or I haven't alluded to in their presence before, but it was great. But yes, guys, I'm moving back to Atlanta. The process has been underway for some time now. I've already secured my housing and everything. I will be back in Atlanta maybe by the first or second week in September. I can move as early as August 16th. I can pick up my keys on August 16th. And I have to be out of where I'm at currently by September 30th. So I have a 45-day period of overlap for me to make make the transition. I had already been thinking about it. After being back in Miami for almost 7 years, I realized that in order for my career to take its next jump, that I need to be back in the mix. And the mix is either in LA, New York, or Atlanta. I don't like LA. I'm not a New York type of person. And Atlanta just makes sense because I have a very, 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 very strong support group, friend base. I'm well connected. I'm super well connected there after living there for a decade. So it only made sense. Um, Not to mention it's closer to my boyfriend, not to mention some other offers that made it my way that I have not either accepted nor declined, but it just made Atlanta the obvious choice of where I needed to be. So, babe, the interview was truly amazing. I've been watching you since my hair is laid, and it's just amazing to see how you've come full circle. Your growth is truly inspirational. Cara Williams, thank you so much. I'm feeling the same way looking back on things. Um, y'all, New Orleans don't owe me nothing. I don't care if I don't see another oyster, another piece of gumbo, another piece of red bean and rice. I don't care if I don't see any of it. Anywho, like I said, y'all, um, um, Hold on 1 second. This John Murray, everybody texting me. Everybody texting me. No, I got all these doggone text messages. Okay, anyway. Let's go ahead and get into the thing, honey. Again, the show gonna be real janky, y'all. I am producing the show as we talk because I was in here sleeping, didn't wake up until 7:57. So let's try to freestyle some of this and get it going on. We're gonna go ahead and knock out the political corner real quick at the top of the show. Guys, first things first, Kamala Harris chooses Tim Walz as her running mate. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. When did I realize this? I think either was it last night or this morning. What I want, Lord, everything going wrong. Y'all got to bear with me. Everything going wrong this morning. It ain't even morning. Pull that up on the screen like that. How y'all feel about her picking Governor Tim Walz as her running mate? And baby, I got the people on the internet going crazy because I said, baby, she could have announced that she was running with the Ghost of Christmas Past as her running mate, and I still wouldn't have gave a damn. Let's go, Mala. Let's go, Mala. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Preliminarily, my first thoughts were, when I saw Minnesota, I instantly thought flyover states, the people who tend to feel very neglected in elections. I said, you know what? People on the East Coast, people on the West Coast, their minds are already made up as to who they're voting for. The little bit that I know about this man is that he is a teacher or former teacher, educator. His record seems to be squeaky clean. And the fact that she got somebody from the Midwest, it says a lot. She's going to get a lot of people who are just going to vote blindly, simply because they're going to be loyal to the fact that he's from the Midwest, and they appreciate the fact that somebody from the Midwest is on the ticket. I think that this was very smart. I think that he's very progressive. He's a white man. We knew we needed a white man. I think that the little bit that I have seen about him, he's personable. People can relate to him. I've seen a lot of educators saying things like, finally, education is on the ballot. And overall, the people seem to be going up for Governor Tim Walz. Again, I don't know a whole lot about him just yet, but I really think that this is going to get everything activated in the Midwest. They're saying he's a 24-year-old veteran as well. I think this is going to be a really great pick. I think it's going to be a really, really, really great pick for the girls. For the girls, I want to move on to some Olympic tea that I had saw. Some Olympic tea. Shouts out to Simone Biles, #1, for being the most decorated. Is it U.S. gymnast or most decorated gymnast? Period. While I pull the next story, what y'all feel about the pole vaulter who lost his situation because his dingling had to hit the pole vault thing? Now, I ain't never seen nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, when I saw that video, that thing had activated me in between my legs and in my butt. I said, ooh, he fine in the face, dick in the waist. That dingling has some fat meat on it, baby. This ain't no delicate leg and no whimsical kiss, baby. That dingling has some fat meat on it, baby. I said, ooh, baby, that was a flashlight looking for a medal in the dark, baby. That thing made me guala, baby. Oh my God, it was so girthy, baby, a long. And I'm not even one of them people who like go up for boys and dingaling prints like that down to the public. But something about that thing had done activated me, baby. I said, and if it was like that, flaccid, honey, and soft, I mean that thing. Put your weight down on it. Put your weight down on it. Put your weight down on it, big girl. That thing had some weight on it, baby. And what y'all feel about the porno people offer him $250,000 to do a mold of his dingling? Do y'all think that's enough, or they should have gave our friend a little more? Drop down in the comments if you think that's enough. If $250,000 was enough to make a mold. Now, if y'all go on my Instagram, my friend James Knox had asked me over the weekend, had I ever stuck a cucumber up my ass? And I told him I sure have not. However, baby, I might take that mold of that pole vaulter and I might not stick it up there, but I might rub it around the entrance, honey. I might take it and to take the head part and rub it around the entrance, baby, and make him call me Olympic Daddy. Because, baby, that thing had activated me. I'm around here. I'm getting emotional, and I'm getting emotional up here. Oh, while I got this thing to my face, honey, it got me wanting to speak to it all the way. It got me wanting to speak. I just want to deliver the news all up and down Mr. Pole Vault, man. Y'all need to train me how to be Snoop Dogg. I want to go out to the Olympics and give a commentary. I got a passport. I know how to get to Europe. If y'all don't want to fly me out there, I drive my own car. My car is a 2021 with 26,000 miles on it. I will drive my own car to Paris to report. Matter of fact, just as long as y'all pay me more money than TGIF did per episode, I even provide my own hair and makeup and my own uniform. I don't even have to do all the events. I don't mind sharing the stage. I would just put me over track and field, put me over men's track and field, all down to the thing, all up and around the thing. I do interviews all around Olympic Village, all around the village, down to the cafeteria, down to the battlegrounds, and I go back to the cafeteria. And when the people finish competing, I go back to the village, then a up close and personal interview with the people that won and the people that lost. I even talk to the parents, particularly the daddy, yes, the daddy, all of the daddies in the whole Olympic Village. Listen, he might not have won on that front end, but he definitely won on the back end. Let me tell y'all something. That man gonna have more coochie than he know what to do with, at least for the next 5 years. Somebody said, "Come back, Q, baby." They had me, baby. I was around here trying to figure out if I left after the show, how long it'll take me to drive to Paris, honey. Telling people I could be there by next week, Tuesday. I'm on the way. My car just got serviced too. I'm on the way. Baby, that jingling had done hit that pole, had done spin it around. That was a beautiful thing. Something else that I want to bring up that we have to mention. Where's the here we go. Copy. Take y'all bear with me because y'all know I'm producing this show as we go along. We cannot get out of here without talking about this magical picture right here. This picture will forever be magical, and I don't need none of you fools out there who get race and ethnicity confused to try to water down what this picture is. I don't need y'all doing a 23andMe trying to dilute the blackness of these situations. Kim K said you can't drive across the ocean, baby. You can't in them cheap ass Kias that y'all drive, honey. But I drive a BMW M2024. I mean M44i, baby. My car can drive across the ocean. And I'm fully covered. My car could drive across the ocean, baby. I do not need any of you guys out there who are compelled to get in here and want to, 23 and me these girls' DNA and dissect the amount of blackness to try to take away. Even me talking right now has me watering up a little bit. It is 3 black girls on the podium, first, second, and third. I don't give a damn what order they came in. It is 3 black faces on this Olympic podium right now. One from Brazil, and I think the other 2 from America in gymnastics. Good God Almighty, it's the first time in history it has ever happened. 3 black girls on the podium at the same doggone time. And black people, here is what I need us to understand. Looking at this picture, do we finally understand and can we finally get it through our head what they have seen in us that we have not seen in each other all the time? We're simply the best, dun, 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 better than all the rest, dun, dun, better than anyone, dun, 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 dun. We're simply the best. This why the people be scared. And this picture transcends gymnastics. This picture transcends gymnastics. And then it's 3 black women at that. Black women, take a bow. Take a bow, sisters. Take a bow. Here is a physical manifestation of how great you guys knew you were all along. Shouts out to the gymnasts for which these girls stand on their shoulders. Shouts out to the Dominique Daweses of the world. I asked Oliver one day, this was years ago during the Gabby Douglas thing when she was real popular doing her thing. I asked him, did he know who Dominique Dawes was? And he said no. I was like, y'all look here, it's just so doggone dumb. And y'all remember Dominique Dawes being in the Prince Diamond and Pearls video? Dominique Dawes, for me, was the first time I saw black girls lit in this category. This it right here. And y'all, we got Serena over there in tennis. We got the black girls over here. We got the black girl about to be at the White House. It's just the black girls is doing it. The black girls is doing it. And this picture just makes me so proud, but I would be remiss if I did not give Dominique Dawes her things. Dominique Dawes crawled so Gabby Douglas could pull up, so Simone Biles could walk, and so all 3 of them could run. Trust and believe there will be a little bit of white lash or blacklash in the future because the people ain't liking this. But we don't give a damn. I don't know why people try to call you from no caller ID as if people answer no caller ID phone calls in 2024. I don't know, y'all. Shouts out to the grass. Shouts out to the grass. Moving right along to records. Since y'all want to talk about records. Somebody down to the courthouse ain't get their records right, and T.I. got arrested down to the airport for a warrant out for his arrest. But it wasn't his arrest. T.I. got arrested and taken into custody Sunday at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport because there was a warrant out for somebody named Clifford Harris, who actually happens to be T.I.'s real name. And the warrant was issued actually for a man wanted in Baltimore. The crimes included violent behavior towards women, stalking, and a potential gun-related charge. T.I. was transported to Clayton County Jail, and since the warrant originated out of state, he was looking at an automatic extradition hearing. Fortunately, the judge reviewed the case and dismissed the extradition order after T.I.'s attorney, Steve Sado, contacted the Clayton County Sheriff's Office to straighten everything out. I need all my legal fish to jump into the chat right now. All things constant, I'm assuming one could argue that the law worked the way it was supposed to work in this manner to a certain degree, and that it was just a simple mistake. Some may argue that the mistake could have been made by anybody. I'm going to give a little pushback. It's not the 1990s anymore where we don't have digital records and pictures associated with people. Before y'all go out issuing warrants for people, y'all need to have their pictures attached to their warrants or whatever. A lot of people saying T.I. is going to sue. T.I. is going to sue. I'm just curious to know, can you sue in this situation? And thus far, T.I. has been quiet, but y'all can rest assured we will be hearing some sort of soliloquy from T.I. in reference to all of this sometimes very, very soon. Now, y'all, one of my favorite lines is, I have been kicked out of worse by better. You will always hear me say, especially when friends be like, all right, y'all, it's time to go, when they want you to leave their house. I am big for saying I've been kicked out of worse by better. Or shouts out to my friend Rocky Reed out of Atlanta. Rocky Reed always says, I've been kicked out of better places. Serena Williams and her child or children were denied access to a restaurant in Paris. And Serena says, Peninsula Paris, I've been denied access to rooftop to eat in an empty restaurant of nicer places, but never with my kids, always the first. And I want to tell y'all something. This right here is an example of somebody who knows how one simple tweet will activate everybody. I'm pretty sure the Peninsula, excuse me, the Peninsula is a well-recognized brand, hospitality brand. I am pretty sure that their management marketing team has already reached out to Serena, but Serena sent this tweet knowing doggone sure that it would get her point across. Listen, I've never been to that part of Europe. I've never been to that part of Europe, but people always say that they're a bit racist over there in Paris. We're not going to forget that Oprah had that situation in the Hermes store. But I will read this comment here that the real CC Hendricks said, what's the whole story? Why were you denied? If it was empty, I suspect it was for a reason. You know, it's very easy for us to jump to the conclusion that it was based on race, simply based on the perception and the history of Paris. But we don't know. We don't know the whole story just yet. I'm willing to lay my life on the line and say it probably was race. But we shall see, or maybe we shouldn't. I mean, this is not a story that needs to honestly unfold or develop. It's not like Serena lives over there. It needs to go to the people restaurant on a regular basis. But that's what went down over there with the people over there in Paris. Moving right along, y'all, in some more Donald Trump news and some more Young Thug news. Donald Trump responds to Young Thug's RICO case. He's got to be treated fairly. This is definitely Donald Trump trying to pander to that black male Waka Flocka Flame crowd. We all know that Young Thug, look at this picture with all them tattoos on his face, his piercings and jewelry. We all know that this is not the type of black. This is not the type of black that Donald Trump would ever invite to Mar-a-Lago. This is not the type of black that Donald Trump and his associates would ever keep around. As a matter of fact, this is exactly the type of black that Donald Trump would lock up, lynch, seek the mob on, lie on, say needs to be incarcerated, call them criminals and or horrible persons. But now all of a sudden, you know so much about how he needs to be treated. Yet when it came to Sonya Massey, you were, very evasive with your commentary and you seem to not have known much about the case. You knew enough to do a hand tossing motion with some water, but you expect me to reasonably believe you sat down somewhere and spent time going through the ins and outs of the case with somebody like Young Thug in order to draw the conclusion that he needs to be treated fairly. And the unfortunate part about it is there's going to be that uneducated, sexy red faction of the internet that faction of the internet that thought a $1,200 stimulus check um simply was enough to um for them to give Donald Trump their vote. Very interesting. Damn it, there was another story that I wanted to do. My brain, I was Young Thug. My brain was going somewhere as I'm doing this live and on the spot. Where was my brain going? Focus, Quentin. My brain was going somewhere. It was a story that I wanted to do. My throat hurts too, y'all. My throat started hurting yesterday. It feels like I got mucus kind of sitting on the back of my throat. After being down on Bourbon Street, I'm honestly hoping that I have not contracted COVID again because they say the COVID numbers are up. They say the COVID numbers are up and people getting COVID again. I definitely have been struggling with something for the last 2 days, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's all in my mouth and in the back of my throat and sitting on the wall of my throat, on my throat wall. It's all on my throat wall, the upper wall and the middle wall, and down this part wall. That Olympic man. See, that's what I get for playing with this microphone. Is that was not for the glory of the kingdom, and God was not pleased. And he made my throat hurt even more bad in this moment right now. I don't even have no water because I was late and I was running in here to try to get y'all this show. And now my throat wall is all toe up in the bike. It's all this was the story that I wanted to do. I knew if I sat here and I riffed on this throat wall long enough, I knew if I sat here and riffed on this throat long on this magic throat long enough that it would have came back to me. So the deputy that fatally shot Sonya Massey claims he believed Massey intended to kill him after she yelled, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." So those of us who play in the spiritual realm, a lot of people in the comments are saying, so he really was a demon. That she really did bring that demon up out of him. That he really was a demon. Um, I ain't necessarily buying all of that. I am buying, and hear me carefully here, no disrespect to Sonya Massey nor her family. Him and his legal team are doing what they are supposed to do. Y'all know the quickest way to get an officer off in any type of situation is for that officer to say, "I feared for my life." That's their go-to situation. And it's one of those defenses that is so subjective. It's so subjective because we have absolutely no way of knowing how somebody felt in their brains. And it's oftentimes their word against our perception or the jury's perception. And this is him trying to get out of jail with this whole, he thought that she was going to kill him. Luckily, so many different people from law enforcement have come out. They have explained the procedures around shooting somebody, what elements have to be there in order for it to be considered a clean shoot by internal affairs and all those different things. And quite frankly, it just does not look like he's going to get off, coupled with his record. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as everybody's concerned, this case has already been tried in the court of public opinion. And when the Donald Trump MAGA crowd in an election year ain't even jumping on this the way they did Kyle Rittenhouse, and them Tiki Torch people and all the rest of that, you know you done for, man. When you got the whole KKK coalition said, baby, we ain't even finna touch this one. Yeah, you already done for. And I'm gonna take it a step further. You're probably going to get killed in prison. You're probably going to get killed in prison, and ain't nobody gonna feel no ways tired about it when it happened, because you ain't have no business doing what it is you did to Sonya Massey. And um, somebody said, I thought Craig was coming on tonight for Pay for Your Say. Craig actually is coming on. Craig is actually in the waiting room right now. He's not coming on for Pay for Your Say. Craig is coming on for this wonderful app that he's created. And this is how I know that I'm back in God's good graces, because the fact that Craig came on, I cannot go get some water for the back of my doggone throat, because this right here warm me up. Y'all, without further ado, I have to Craig, the writer Stewart.
What's up, Q?
Craig, what's going on, Craig?
Not too much. Thank you so very much for letting me come here to talk my shit.
Go ahead, Craig. Craig, what you selling now, Craig?
No. So here's the thing. First and foremost, I want to say big ups to all of your followers and your supporters, really is the better word, who took me at face value and signed up for Pay for Your Say. Pay for Your Say is still alive and well, and it is still working. Someone actually sent me a cash app yesterday and was like, thank you for Pay for Your Say. But it definitely still works. So I appreciate you for signing up and trusting my word, because I know that it's hard to, take people at face value now, especially in this world of social media, because people are always selling something and scamming. So to those of you who have made money and your life has been easier, I'm grateful that you took a chance on yourself, that you bet on yourself. This time, I want to talk to you all about an app that I developed. It's called Say It in a Card. Say It in a Card. And I always repeat it because people always want to change it to Say It with a Card, but it's Say It in a Card. And it's available for free. It's available for free in your app store, whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone. And it's electronic greeting cards. I'm glad you came back, because bitch, I got some words for you. But it's electronic greeting cards, and you send the cards just like an Evite, right? And there's animation. So like when the recipient gets the card to their email address, it comes out, there's animation, the card turns, the envelope opens, and then the card comes out of the envelope, and then it opens up for the person to read it. We have breakup cards, troubled relationship cards. And in the troubled relationship category, if there's a bitch that owe you money, it's cards in there that say, don't you owe me some money? You got an attitude with me because I asked you for my money back. But then we have like your traditional cards too. We have sympathy cards, but even in the sympathy category, we have sympathy cards for pet owners, like if you've lost your furry friend. But we have all of the traditional cards too. Breakup, I'm sorry, birthday, thank you cards, especially for those of you who may have a business and you want to send thank you cards to your clientele. If you're a realtor or hairstylist, you may want to send a birthday card to your clientele. Um, and we have, you can purchase individual cards, obviously, but then we have subscription models as well. So like for those of you who may purchase a lot of cards a lot, we have a monthly subscription service where you get a bundle of cards, and then we have a yearly subscription where you get obviously more cards even under the subscription service. So I just wanted to introduce that to you guys. If you would, please do me a favor and download the app. Again, it's Say It in a Card. It is in your app store. And I think this is really special, because not just because I created it, but because there are very few Black people in the tech space, and I'm learning so much as I'm going through. Eventually, we're going to roll out the ability or the capability for you to send the cards not just through email, but also through text messaging as well. So it would do the same thing, but it would go through. You could transmit them through text messaging. But I'm learning so much. Like you have to actually get compliance. Like you can't just send that shit to somebody's cell phone. So there's some legal stuff that I have to go through to make that possible. But we're working on version 2 right now, and it'll be available probably in about a month's time, where you'll be able to set up a calendar reminder. So like all of the dates that are important to you, like your anniversary date or birthdays or whatever, you can put a calendar reminder in there and it will remind you days before. And then you can have a card sent to them via email. So if you would please support the app, I would greatly appreciate it. And Q, I love you so much for doing this. And I say this all the time. You were the first. Bitch, this was when you had a website, funky.diva.com, bitch, and you had to go in there and read the story. You were the first blogger to actually support my books. You've never asked me to pay for it. And so I appreciate you for doing that and supporting me in that way.
You, Craig, you are my friend. You are welcome. You know, I'm moving back to Atlanta in September, so I can't wait for us to all cut up. And you know, my intention, but I got a relatively large. I'm giving some of y'all my tea. I got a relatively large house on a 1/2 acre of land.
Yes.
And my intention is for the more seasoned, sophisticated gays to just always be at my house. We're gonna be barbecuing, you know, laughing at the girls, gossiping about the girls, having elevated conversation. And in this world that I've built on what things are going to look like on any given weekend at my house, you are definitely one of the characters in that play.
Definitely. So, I love it. And then because you've been such a big supporter of mine, I want to be the first to say that I want to gift you whatever, you know, like a housewarming gift to welcome you back and to celebrate your accomplishment of buying a house.
So I need a king bedroom set.
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna fuck Madison up. Listen, somebody's in my DMs now talking about, can you help me with some nursing supplies? That Madison be sitting over there talking about I'm rich. I just texted her, I said, bitch, the next time you utter those words, we gonna fight on spot.
I need a king bedroom set. I need a barbecue grill. I need all of those things are things that I need. But Craig, I definitely look forward to seeing you guys. And guys, say it in the car. We've got the support. Listen, you know, I always say run up the register, run up the register. Y'all, you ain't even got to spend no money in the register right now. Simply go download the app. And how cool is that to be able to send somebody a card that, you know, all the things that you want to say to somebody, like, hey, bitch, it's a friendly reminder, you owe me some money. The minute you said that one right there, I got about 3
that you need to send out.
I'm going to text quite a few people right now and be like, hey, let me get your email address real quick. I want to send you an invite to the housewarming.
Please do. Please do. But no, and the reason why I think this app is different from all of the others, because there are other greeting card apps out there, but they aren't the one. They're kind of cheeky. They just have like those little cheap little lines. These are really heartfelt. Like, I know what we did talk about the ones where somebody owes you money, but there are really some heartfelt love cards and some heartfelt troubled friendship, troubled relationship, and even breakup cards, missing you cards. So like, if you feel it, we say it in the card. Like, that's my slogan. If you feel it, we say it in the card.
I love it. I love it. I love
it. Thank you, Q.
Hey, everybody, Craig, the writer Stewart, say it in the card. And Craig, we'll see you. We'll see you soon, my brother.
Okay. Thanks so much. Bye,
Craig. Bye. Y'all, that is really dope. You know, it's definitely good, especially for those people who have trouble saying what they need to say sometimes to the other person. I think that this is they say, child, they don't crash the app already. Y'all pray for my sister. They in the beginning phases, honey. Maybe they server ain't that big. Excuse me, just yet. Maybe they server is not that big just yet. Let me see what else is going on around the world. And what else is going on around the world? And I was finna get on Whitefish, who wants Simone Biles to call off the people that's eating her up online, but I don't even feel like doing it. I just don't have no energy for Whitefish right now or whatever. Y'all, truthfully and honestly, I think it's in the best interest, just due to my lack of preparation today and the fact that my throat is hurting, is to probably go ahead and end things right here. I don't want to continue to give y'all a janky show, and I don't want to continue to stress and or hurt my throat as a result of doing this. I sincerely apologize. My alarm clock, for whatever reason, did not go off, and I woke up 3 minutes before the show. And my throat's hurting. So let me get this together. Thank y'all for bearing with me. And I promise y'all that tomorrow I will come back in full swing, and we're gonna have it all going on. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe if you're new to this page. If you want to put something in the Cash App collection plate, so I can go to Walgreens when I get off and get me some Theraflu, that would be greatly appreciated as well. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.